Okay, so this week I have done quite a lot. Okay, so first of all, I discovered none of the actors on our website I used, Backstage, were available, so I had to find somewhere else. So I contacted my friend, pretty sure I mentioned that last week, and I organised a meeting with them, but they cancelled last minute, and I will be meeting them later today. I finished my script, completely changed like half my idea because I didn't like it, so new script, new idea. What have I done? I added more research to my blog, which I'm not sure it's enough, so I'm gonna do more. Decided to make it so there's a backstory part, but whilst they're talking about it, to make it less boring and it just being teenagers talking to each other, I've made like a puppet show idea, like based on the part in the Harry Potter movie where they're talking about the Grimm brothers, I think they're called. So I've been making those, and I've been taking shots of them that I'm not sure if they're going to be the final shots, but they should be if they've turned out good. And then I'm going to edit those together tomorrow. And I've recorded myself doing the audio so that I can match it up and see if it works well enough time-wise, because it may be too little in a short amount of time, making it even more boring than it was originally going to be. I've got a backup plan for actors. I made that because these actors, if they're going to cancel last minute for a meeting, I don't want to have to risk them cancelling last minute for the shot. So if they cancel this meeting last minute, just not even going to try them. If their schedules seem way too busy, I'm going to cancel them and talk to my backup options. Got my laptop here with all the stuff I've done. I did research into how to build suspense because I realised I didn't actually know that. And I did test shots. I went down to the river with my little sister as like a subject because I didn't want to just have pictures of the river. I wanted to figure out where I thought people would look good, but I didn't have actors available at that time, so I just used my little sister as a subject. So we figured out where I thought might look good, but we couldn't get everybody there because we would have to walk over the river and it would take a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to risk cameras and that. So we worked out that. I almost have finished making the goat hooves, but that might take a bit more time because they keep breaking. Like, originally it was the type of wood wasn't possible for the idea because I'd used too hard wood, so we couldn't break it properly into what it needed to be because it wouldn't fit in the saw anymore. And then we got a better type of wood and we've made the shapes, and now we need to glue them together and then like the sandpaper machine them down so that they're completely the right shape. I did my pitch. Was that this week? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I did my pitch, and that's what led to me changing my ideas quite a bit. The feedback I got was very informative. I haven't started making a new storyboard yet, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new storyboard, but only for the end of it, because I think that the start of it has basically the same as the original concept, and the puppet bit, I'm the only one who needs to understand what it's going to look like, so there's no point in drawing it all out. And then But the last bit, that's where the actors need to know what's happening, because they're going to be getting stalked by a random creature in the woods, so they need to know what they're going to do. So I'm going to draw out that bit. I'm also thinking about making a survey to do primary research, because I haven't done very much primary research, and I think it'll be good to know people's opinions on this idea, because a lot of it might end up being something that a lot of people won't enjoy. So figure that out. Is that all I've done? I feel like I've done more. What have I done? Yeah, I don't think I've done anything else. Yeah. So, that's most of it. Or at least what I can remember. I may add on more later or next week. I may remember something I've done this week and then talk about it next week. Also, I may have talked about some stuff I did last week, because I don't really do time, but that's the basics of what I've done. I changed my idea to be so it's no longer just people getting, they find a cursed object, they go to the woods, then they have to run back, and then they figure out that they've got to get rid of it, so they throw it in the river. I realized that that was going to take up more than like 5 minutes. That was all. I was going to shove so much in such a short amount of time. It was going to end up being so bad. So I changed the idea so that it was something easier to fit inside a shorter time, that wasn't going to require me to shove everything down. So far, the part where they tell the background to it is supposedly around 4 minutes. But I think that was because I was reading it, and I apparently can't read, so I had to pause a lot. So it should be around 3 minutes at most, and I can cut down the words if it's going to take 4 minutes in the actual thing, because I don't think 4 minutes of background is going to keep anybody interested for that much time. At most, I want it to be 3 minutes, but I would be happy with it being around 2 minutes, and then the rest of it can be around like a minute, 2 minutes, making the final product shouldn't be longer than 5 minutes. I hope not, because I don't have the ability, I don't think, to keep people interested in something for longer than 5 minutes yet. I tend to, if something goes on too long, I tend to make it really boring and the same things over and over again, and that won't keep anybody interested. Yeah, so I'm going to edit together my test shots and my puppet stuff tomorrow whilst I'm in college.